Hello and welcome to another cube draft here. I think it's number 39. We opened quite an interesting pack. I actually like Kiora, but I also like Wormcall Engine, of course. I think out of this pack, those are the two more obvious picks. Now, green is definitely deep in this pack. Even if I pick up Kiora, a lot of people on my left are gonna go green. I mean, Sylvan, probably not a card people want to go into anyway, but there is Find Ornells, Acceleration, Chord of Calling, Harmonize. I think at least two people to my immediate left, like the second and third, would go green. Even if I pick up Kiora, maybe the third and the fourth, because some will pick Terminus of Force of Will, maybe. But the rest, yeah, the pack is way too deep in green to pick up Kiora here, I think. I do like it though. Do I like it over Wormcall? I don't think I do. I think Wormcall Engine is a better card. Although, oh man, this is hard. I'm gonna go for the Wormcall. It's colorless, it keeps open more options, which I always like. This one's interesting as well. Maybe I should go Bogarden Hellkite and go some kind of wacky acceleration deck, but we already passed up on a green accelerant. And I don't think you should be able to get a lot of accelerants anyway. There's Ancient Tomb, which accelerates me into bigger drops. There's also Precursor Golem, which keeps it open. There's Mirror's Wake, but again, it's green. I actually want to avoid green at this point. I think Bogarden and Hellkite and Teferi are the two most strong cards here. And I actually like Bogarden and Hellkite a bit more. I have played blue so often that I want to have a change here. And then we have this pack. This is definitely a decent card because it's a 3/4 for 3 and then actually has a lot of effects. Pretty good effects. There's also Wildfire, but that actually doesn't work together with my deck, I think. There's a Volcanic Fallout, which I do like. But is it better than something like Mirror Entity Brimaz? I don't think it is. But it is red though. There's also Rushidan Sport, man. I think Mirror Entity is definitely a good enough card to pick up here. There's Track Task, man. Green was definitely good here. And a Sun Power. I still think I have to go with Track Task. Like the card is just too good here to pass up. There's also Izumaro. Friction Metamorph is pretty good as well. Like it works together with these two compared to Track Task, but it won't wheel. None of these two will wheel. So, I think Metamorph is more solid pick than Track Task. Yeah, let's go with the Metamorph. I mean, we can play it in whatever we want. It's an artifact, so if we have Tinker or something like that, we can always sacrifice it or get it. Copies effect are pretty strong in general. I think Metamorph is good enough. Here we have a Sundering Titan. And what does this even do? Wow, that's actually bad. If it was a 2/2, probably better, but a 1/3, no thank you. Out of this, I actually think I want to pick up the Sundering Titan. I am going late game at this point. With a lot of late game creatures like Wormcall, Sundering, Bogarden, Hellkite, but I think that's fine. We're just keeping our open options, our options open. Man, I definitely need to work on my sentence construction. Terrible. But yeah, if I jumped into green, I would actually have a nice green deck. I had Kiora, Track Task, stuff like that, but I think I've done that way too often, and sometimes even for me it gets boring. Like obviously I like winning, I like drafting the better deck, but you want to have some fun as well, and to me fun is some variation into it. So not much interesting here. Slackstorm probably the better card. It's better than the Volcanic Fallout because it deals 3. I think I'll pick it up here. I also like Maze of It. Faithless Looting actually works together as well if I have these and have something like Reanimation. But it's more likely to wheel than Slackstorm, so I'm gonna go for the Slackstorm here. But if Faithless Looting Wheels, I'll definitely pick it up. You might say, well, you haven't seen any reanimation cards. Yeah, that's true, but always keep it in mind that you can pick those up, and you can, like, I think that's the hard part about Cube is anticipating cards and remembering which card already passed, which cards you might pick up, and which cards can be gone and will be gone. There's a second Wildfire, we already saw one, but there's not enough mana cards in this version of the cube. The older version obviously had more. I think Burst Lightning here is fine. We already are a bit committed to red here anyway. And this just counts as early game removal and late game removal. Mark of Mutiny is not a card I'll play. Compared to Sakashima Student, I think that actually works a bit together with the rest of my cards. It is blue again, and blue has been cut. But you can splash it, maybe. We'll see. But I mean, it works with Sundering Titan, it works with Bogard and Hellkite. I think it's the more powerful card here in general. We have this, which destroys an enchantment or discards cards. Wow, so many wheeled here. I think if I pick this up, I actually want these as well. But we'll see. I mean, out of that pack, that was the better card anyway. Maybe Court of Calling, but I mean, not in my colors. But yeah, anticipating cards pretty hard because you can go reanimation team early and then just brick on certain cards, and then your entire draft is usually ruined. So when I draft Reanimator, it either has to come to me and I have to be able to get there somehow. Pretty terrible pack here. I think we wanna pick up a Plague Sliver here. Volcanic Fallout wield and Wildfire wield. I'm gonna go with the Fallout. More AoE. Probably not the best though. Wildfire might have been better, but it's so expensive, and sacrificing lands at this point in my deck is terrible. Fall Lightning is terrible for me. I think I'll go Juicy. If I don't play black and so on, it's actually not a bad card. Gilded Lotus I'll definitely play. Vampire Nighthawk, nice card to have. And Attrition, maybe. But I mean, if I cut this and just go blue with the Metamorph, Sakashima and Jushi, it's already fine. We can also still go black for Plague Silver and Nighthawk. Mainly Nighthawk, I think. Plague Silver, meh. Terminator already passed though. And Mirror Entity is just a strong card on its own. Like your weaker cards such as Juicy Apprentice just become insanely huge. Just Opposition. Come on. Deck is just baiting me now, isn't it? Like I adore Opposition, which is also Better Skull. It's not gonna wheel. I don't think I can pass up that card. Yeah. Like these cards are good. Like this is good. This is decent, but then my deck this is good. This is really good. But Opposition is just too sick. There's a cut, which is a really nice card. I am red anyway. If you can alter that card, it's GG most of the time. We obviously want some creatures now because we have Opposition, and I think because we have Opposition we want to go blue-red here. So yeah, keep in mind that we have a Thunderscape, but we want to pick up more cheap creatures now. Probably token generators, although I don't think in red and blue there's a lot of them. Like there's Maloku. We can still splash another color if we get a really good token generator. But usually Opposition on its own, with just having a few creatures out, is good enough. Prefer playing it with white though. The Spellskite, there's Everflowing Chalice. Urbrask, Protmate meh. Let's think about this. Like Taurant, 1, 2, 3, but that kills him, so 1. Only one card with Elrond, probably not good enough. Spellskite is definitely good. But Everflowing Chalice is a really good card as well to accelerate into these cards. And I think it has to be the pick here. Maybe Spellskite wheels, probably won't. Not much in this spec that I want to wheel. Probably Barbarian Ring is something I can pick up later, but I think I have to go for the Everflowing Chalice there, seeing that my deck is late game oriented anyway. I want to accelerate into that, and having a turn 3 card is strong as enough. There's a Figure of Destiny, which on its own is a good enough card. None of the other cards appeal to me. Like maybe play GDP, it obviously Thirst for Knowledge, but I think having a creature, pretty good one, will do here. Like on turn 3 it usually becomes a 4/4, which for a lot of decks is hard to handle. And it's a creature, so it works at opposition. Might not play the Volcanic Fallout or the Slackstone, one of the two, in the main deck. Still want to Tinker. Like Tinker into one of these should be sick. We just have the Chalice and the Metamorph now, but there's Repeal, Legacy's Allure. Actually I like Legacy's Allure, but I think I'm more base red than base blue, and I like Repeal more. I think Creature Control should be fine in the end. And Repeal is just a good tempo cards to get to the late game. So pick up a Repeal here. There's a Show and Tell. And a Dungeon Geist. While Show and Tell is very appealing, it's just not that sick as most people think it is, because a lot of people will have really good cards, and I'm gonna go with the Geist here. It's a really good control card. 3/3 flyer with a sick effect, and it actually, with opposition, locks down two stuff at the same time in a single card. So yeah. It also doesn't die to Volcanic Fallout, it dies to Slackstorm. So still looking for some early game cards, probably Murfork. What's the Shadow one, the 1/1, is something I'd pick up. Don't think I'll pick up many red 1-drops though. Maybe Goblin Welder with wheels, like that seems like a good enough card. Because I do play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts at this point. It works with opposition as well because it's a creature. And being able to, you know, bring in and out of a Sundering Titan or Wormcoil should be good enough. There's a Hinder, there's also Sulphur Falls. The problem with Sulphur Falls is that it's not a mountain, and I'm just playing 2 colors at this point. I think having a random counter is actually better. Empty Awareness is obviously great with opposition, but I'm not really able to power it out for a lot of cards, so I'm not gonna do that. Here, sure, we have Badlands if you want to play the Battle Mage, but I think a Rift Bolt is better just as a random removal card. It deals 3 damage, you can suspend it early if you're up against your aggressive deck. And Welder did wheel. There's also Electrolyze. The upside of Welder is obviously way bigger. It has a unique effect. Electrolyze is obviously strong, but I think do I really need Welder? Now let's go with the Electrolyze. It's an odd pick. Like Welder, definitely the upside of it would be pretty huge, but I don't think it's needed. Like if they can get rid of a Wormcoil or a Sundering Titan, like I have no way to put it in my graveyard. That's the first one. There's no Thirst for Knowledge because I passed it, so there's no way to get things in my graveyard. So then for the Welder to be active, they have already gotten rid of the card once, and then usually with getting rid of that, they also gotten rid of the Welder anyway. So let's pick up a Capsize here. Definitely a decent card to have. Like Random Bounce is always good, and then the fact that it has buyback just makes it sometimes a block card. And I think 2 drafts ago you saw it against me while just capsizing on my Karoo land was GG, because it cost me so much tempo. Basically cost me 2 land drops. So yeah, Barbarian Ring did wheel, as did Urabrask, but don't think Urabrask is a card I'll play. Although, giving all my creatures haste, it's a 4/4. It's more likely to be better than the Barbarian Ring. Barbarian Ring deals me damage. Let's go with the Urabrask. Like, sure, Barbarian Ring is a nice card, but I don't think I'll need it. It's only active at the late game anyway because it has threshold. I guess I'll pick up a Plate Gate Beat. GOP by the way. But that was the pack with the thirst knowledge. So someone picked the thirst, obviously. Didn't expect that to wheel anyway. Because after all, it's a blue good card. So out of Planeswalkers, we just have Cut. We have Opposition as a really nuts card. Here I'll pick up the Forge, just in case I open something really good to white. We still have the Mirror Entity. Stormkirk Noble is good enough, I guess. And we wheel the Sulfur Falls as the last pick. Nice. Did not expect that. So my color combination is open then, because yeah, Sulfur Falls wheeled. We open Rolling Earthquake, which is a nice card. Again, so many green. Plowlander, Stack, Cradle, Titan. Yeah, Rolling Earthquake I think is good enough here. It will probably replace Volcanic Fallout and Slag Storm, like just these two. Because a Rolling Earthquake is, you know, way better effect because you can control it a bit better. Come on, pass me Tinker. Seems unlikely. I don't even know if Tinker is still in the cube. I think it is, but haven't seen it in such a long time. Sakashima Student. I still think I'll keep it in. I think we do have a bunch of creatures now. I have no fetch land to go with the player GP, so there's no threat of that. And then we get 2 white. Good cards. I don't think I can pick them up here, like they cost double white. We only have 1 pack to go for the fix. There's Magus of the Moon, which is a creature, but there's also Pristine Talisman. How good will Magus be? Probably pretty bad. But is it better than a Pristine Talisman? I don't think so, so let's pick up a Talisman. Hellrider, Firebolt. Into the Roll. Into the Roll is actually a nice card. As is Firebolt, but I'm gonna go with Into the Roll here. We obviously have too many cards at this point, but that's fine. Chandra, meh. Not really a big fan of that. I actually like Serendip Efreet and Preordain more. I'm gonna go for the Efreet here. It's a 3/4 flyer for 3, which is pretty good against aggro and so on. It can go aggressive as well, together with the figure, the play GP, the Efreet. So we do have an aggro draw. And it is a creature, of course. Creatures with opposition, I always want them. So 2 cards, too many. I'll figure that out later on. Let's just focus on the draft at this point and pick up the cards we desire. But yeah, if you looked at our opening pack, would you imagine us going this? Wow, Tamio, really? Tamio top and Sculling turn. But yeah, I can pet up a pretty good Planeswalker here. Like it protects itself by plussing. You can gain cards, and ulti is game breaking. Like every ulti of a Planeswalker in the cube is usually game breaking. I haven't actually found one that doesn't win one. Really, damn this woman. Anyway, so just a few picks to go. Wow, what's wrong with my mouse? There's a Lightning Bolt, Old Man of the Sea, Tar Mauler, Prophetic Bolt. I think Prophetic Bolt is the better card here. Scarred Advantage is a nice removal. Lightning Bolt is definitely a card I would want as well, but there's plenty of blue here. I think if Lightning Bolt doesn't wheel, which it won't, then probably Mauler will, and I can pick it up there. But Prophetic Bolt, well, maybe this was more likely to wheel because it is in my colors, but I think the effect is powerful enough for people to pick it up. I think a lot of people undervalue Tara Mauler, that they don't realize how good that card actually can be, because it is a good card. Just think about the effect it has. It's removal, so it's a 1-for-1, and then it lets you impulse, so it's a 2-for-1. It's basically impulse plus char minus 2 damage. So the mana cost is underpriced as well, at instant speed in a control-ish deck. So yeah. The problem I have with my deck right now is I want to play a position, but I think by going to later game I have to cut a bunch of creatures, and then a position becomes worse. Here we have Augur, which gets us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maximum 9 cards, which I think should be good enough. It is a creature after all, so let's pick it up. Yeah, I'll definitely play this over something like play the Geopeat, because the idea of my deck is not to be aggressive, but you know, to get into the late game and win on the power card. And Augur is definitely useful for that because it works together with opposition as well. Here we have Smash the Smithereens as a sideboard card. We have Nicol Bolas, but we won't be splashing that. Like, we don't have any black fix anyway, except the Gilded Lotus. Maybe. Can we afford running Nicol Bolas? Let's think about it. Gain control of target creature. Destroy target non-creature permanents. Yeah, let's pick it up. You never know, we might play it, we probably won't, but here's between Fire Spout and Ratchet Bomb. I think I have enough Fire Spout-like effect that I actually just want to pick up a Ratchet Bomb. Phantom Seer over Magazine Moon, yeah, sure. I think Phantom Seer is a bit better. There's also Savage Lands, which allows me to play this a bit easily, and it also allows me to play the Kicker card if need be. So we do manage to pick up a black fix outside of Gilded Lotus, but I'm still not sure if I'll play it. But at least we can take a look at it then, see if we actually want to play it or not. I think we don't, because my late game should be good enough without it. Firebolt wield, yeah, thank you. I mean, more random removal cards is always good. I'm not sure about the Stormcloak Noble either, so let's just cut some aggressive cards that I'm like, yeah, I probably won't play those. But we still have way too many cards. And Chandra wield as well. Wow. Now Chandra obviously not nuts, but I mean, with plenty of spells like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so Cupping Electrolyze draws 2 cards. Cupping Into the Roll draws 2 cards. Cupping Prophetic Bolt is sick. Cupping Repeal, pretty good. So many cards actually work together with the Chandra. The problem is that it's -2. And the plus effect just isn't good enough, I think. Scroll Rack is a nice effect, but I don't think it works in my deck. Neither does Spelling Crown, but at least it's a blue card. Scroll Rack doesn't work because I don't have the reshuffle effect. Ash Charlotte Wield, okay. And Willbender Wield, wow. Did not expect that. So we have way too many cards. I don't think I'll play Nicol Bolas. I think it's a bit too greedy. Might not even play Gilded Lotus because it's a bit too late gamey. And I have to cut cards, of course. So let's add these. Add all of these and all of these. So we're not playing these. God damn this mouse! What's going on? No clue. Oh, so yeah, so no Palinchron, so we can convert mana cost again, so then that is better. Probably no Nicobolas. This is 2-drop. No Play GBeat, no Edge Zealots. Probably not a Willbender, nor a Wretched Bomb, nor a Stormkirk. No Thunderscape, no Fallout, no Slackstorm. And then we still have 5 cards too many. Wow. Maybe not Chandra, maybe not Lotus. Let's consider this a 4-drop and this something like a 3-drop. Put creatures at the bottom. Yeah, I'm not so sure about our position at this point. I know it's a C card, like I went into blue for this card, but there's just not enough creatures for me to work with there. But even then, just with 2 creatures, it's good enough. Like, even your stupid Augur becomes good. Can we just go more like that and with less of this, but even then we're just cutting. Maybe we just have to cut the Rolling Earthquake because we have 3 burn. Cut the Pristine Talisman because it's slow. We have 24 cards, still one too many. The problem with the Pristine Talisman is that I'm wondering, do I want to tap out on turn 3 to cast the Pristine Talisman to then accelerate into a Prophetic Bolt, Temi, or Urbrask? And I don't think I do. Like, keeping open Hinder, Electrolyze is probably better, but even then, at this point we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards to hit with Augur, which is good enough. So I can't actually cut one of those, I think, because I can at max cut one of them, so that the Augur becomes a bit better. Pum 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 pum. Cards like Augur are only played because of opposition. Nah, it's just a good value card and good against aggro. Oh, plus it works together with Sakashima as well. I don't think I want a Pristine Talisman in. But then I still need a single card out, which might be the Rift Bolt, but then Augur becomes worse. But I don't want to cut a creature because then opposition becomes worse. And the only other cards are Tamio, Cut, Chalice. Like, why would I want to cut one of those? Those are probably C cards. So the only thing I can think about cutting is Capsize. But then that's my only... Oh no, we have Into the Roll, so maybe Capsize has to go. And then Into the Roll says no land, right? Yeah, so we can't actually Capsize Into the Roll a Karoo land. But Capsize is usually 3 mana bounce, like 6 mana is often too expensive. And we can bring it in against greedy decks, against slower decks. Yeah, okay. Let's look at color. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if we suggest, yeah, it's probably gonna go in the favor of blue, which I think is fine. Although Cult obviously wants more mountains. And can we afford doing that? How important is it to run those early? It actually isn't. maybe Hinder, but that's the only one. Yeah, 8-8 split is fine. And I'll see you guys for the first round.